1. The woman who defeated Napoleon. With a spy network. In 1813, a widowed German innkeeper named Anna Luring disguised herself as a man and joined the Prussian army to fight Napoleon's troops. But her real power came later. She built a civilian spy network that passed coded messages through laundry lines and loaves of bread. Napoleon's troops never uncovered how small villages always seemed one step ahead of them. 2. The mad architect of New York's Central Park Reservoir engineer Julius Kroll, who helped build New York's early infrastructure, later invented one of the first underwater diving chambers in the 1860s. He used it to explore a sunken city off Panama and vanished mysteriously. When his chamber was found years later, locals said they could still hear knocking sounds from inside. Modern divers later discovered his invention was airtight and may have preserved his body. 3. The massacre that sparked the Pirate Republic. Long before Jack Sparrow, the island of Nassau, in the Bahamas, became home to a real pirate democracy in 1706, born after a group of sailors rebelled when Britain betrayed them for money. They took over Nassau, declared it free from all kings, and established their own laws where every man had a vote. It lasted only a few years, but it terrified empires and inspired later revolutions. 4. The nun who solved murders in 17th century Mexico, Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, one of the greatest minds of colonial Mexico, wasn't just a poet. She secretly worked with local magistrates to decode criminal letters and track poisoners in the convent. Church officials tried to destroy her writings, accusing her of witchcraft, but fragments of her investigative diaries were found centuries later. 5. The Phantom Railroad of the Civil War Union troops in the 1860s kept reporting ghostly trains that vanished into the woods near Richmond, Virginia. No tracks, no smoke, no sound. Later, it was revealed that Confederate engineers had built a mobile track system, laying rails under the train and removing them as it passed. They moved entire locomotives through swamps to hide weapons. When found, many of the wooden tracks were burned, fueling ghost stories for decades. 6. The ship that fought. After its crew died. In 1785, a merchant ship called Octavius vanished while trying to cross the Northwest Passage. 13 years later, a whaling vessel found it drifting, with the entire crew frozen solid, still sitting at their posts. The captain was at his desk, pen in hand, writing his log. The last entry was dated November 11, 1762, meaning the ship had sailed for years unmanned through the Arctic. 7. The painter who outsmarted the Nazis. Dutch artist Han van Meegeren sold fake Vermeer paintings to top Nazi officers, including Hermann Goering. When he was caught after the war, he revealed the truth. Every masterpiece the Nazis had bought from him was a forgery. He became a national hero overnight, the man who scammed Goering and saved Dutch art from Nazi hands. 8. The forgotten African samurai. In the late 1500s, a man from Mozambique named Yasuke arrived in Japan as a servant to Jesuit priests, but his strength and intelligence impressed warlord Oda Nobunaga so much that he made him a samurai. Yasuke fought alongside Nobunaga, commanded troops, and was honored as an equal, centuries before Japan closed itself to foreigners. 9. The lighthouse that went mad. On the island of Eilean Moor in 1900, 3 Scottish lighthouse keepers vanished. The logbook's final entries described a great storm, though no storm was recorded anywhere nearby. When rescuers arrived, the lighthouse was locked from the inside, lamps still burning, food untouched. Their bodies were never found. To this day, sailors say the light flickers when storms are coming. 10. The day a pope was kidnapped. In 846 AD, Arab raiders stormed Rome, not for conquest, but to kidnap the pope. They sacked St. Peter's Basilica and carried off treasure meant for the faithful. The attack was so shocking that it led to the construction of the Vatican's fortified walls, the same ones that still surround it today. Few people even know the Vatican exists because of that one terrifying night.